well.
Yeah.
Why do you think anti-heroes do so well compared to their heroes? Because like heroes like Superman are considered put on a pedestal, like they can never do anything wrong and things like that. Whereas the anti-hero is kind of like a guy that's gone through down a bad path or something like that, and it's like a realistic kind of turn between
Well,
good and evil.
It's just this weird saying that stuck with me lately. Well, ever since the movie The Joker last year came out, Joaquin Phoenix, there's a saying that kept going around social media that says, "Oh, as a kid, we used to glorify heroes, but as an adult, we understand the villains."
Yeah.
I feel like that something's got to do with the psychology of it, because I feel like the villains, you know, they go through all this horrible shit, you know, and it turns them into who they are, and people just understand, like, you know, we go through all this shit in our lives, and sometimes, like, you know, we do come out the other side a little bit pissy from it, and so we understand why the people on the big screen are, like, being pissed off all the time, because they're going through all that stuff, and that's just how they deal with it, really. And it's like that with anti-heroes, like, especially the Punisher, who, I mean, when the movie came out in 2004 and it had John Travolta, and the movie itself is about a man who goes away. I think he's an FBI, no, he's an undercover agent in the movie, ex-special forces, accidentally kills this guy's son, who, Howard Saint is the character's name, in the movie. Then he goes on a family retreat or reunion. He loses his entire family in that retreat, and then he just, you know, goes as town. He doesn't rely on the law. He just acts outside the law, because he asks the questions, what, mate, if you had those kinds of skills, that knowledge, and then you lost everything you cared about, you really going to want to see them arrested? No, you're going to want revenge, or vengeance. But the reason why I like the movie so much is because it was just, you know, the Punisher's. The reason I think people like the Punisher is because he's not any superheroes. He doesn't have a car. He doesn't have money. He doesn't have anything. He's just a man with a unique skill set, and he's human as well. And he feels, and a lot of the movie is a bit depressing, because it's him mourning the loss of his loved ones. So,
Isn't it funny how the heroes and anti-heroes that don't have any powers but have wit and skill, like Batman and the Punisher and things like that, I mean, let's be real. Well, Batman has a lot of money, but he has the brains and the brawn, and the Punisher obviously has wit and a lot of skills and things like that, and natural grittiness. It's funny that a hero and an anti-hero like those guys are considered, they are more appealing to most people rather than the stereotypical Superman flies off, and like they're more appealing, especially Batman, than other people in the comics, like, you know, Cyborg or the Flash. I mean, the Flash is great, but like the Green Lanterns, and then if you move over to Marvel, maybe like a Vision and Thor and things like that. It's cool that. And I mean, even Iron Man, like Tony Stark, wealth and incredible intelligence, don't have any superpowers yet. Kind of steals the show with a lot of times in these movies. So it's interesting that the ones that the most human have the least in terms of powers, superpowers at least, are considered more appealing.
And I guess it's just the audience can relate to it on some level.
Yeah.
I think that's really what it is. They can just relate to it more on some level, and it just feels like some of the things that they go through is some stuff that happens to people in real life. So it's like this, man. Here's one of the reasons why I like the Joker movie so much. You've seen it, everyone's seen it, so I don't need to issue a spoiler. But there's a scene in the movie where he's trying to do a stand-up comedy set, and then he gets up on stage and he says a joke, and then nobody laughs. He bombs. It was like that. When I looked at that scene, I remember watching it, I had a little bit of chill and had a flashback to all those times. Yeah. Since then, I was hooked onto the movie. because I knew exactly how he felt in that situation, and that was a point that got me hooked in. But if I was watching a Superman movie, I'm like, fucking him flying through the sky. I can't relate to this shit. You know what I mean?
No.
I don't fucking heat, supervision, or whatever. You know, I can't punch through walls. So I enjoy watching it, but it's a good movie. But I feel like the reason why I like the Joker so much is because I could pretty much relate to him, especially on that level.
There's one